does Hideo Kojima get his ideas? In this podcast, we take a deep dive into his brain and shed light on his creative process. Hideo Kojima presents Brain Structure.
はい、こんにちは、小島秀夫です。ポッドキャストプログラムHideo Kojima Presents Brain Structure.
Hello, Hideo Kojima here with the podcast program Hideo Kojima Presents Brain Structure. And here is my partner for today.
Brains here. Let's jump right in. Today's special guest is someone who has appeared in many of Mr. Kojima's works over the years. Voice actor Kikuko Inoue. Welcome to the show.
よろしくお願いします。
Welcome!
はい、皆さんこんにちは。井上貴子17歳です。Hello everyone. I'm Kikuko Inoue and I'm 17 years old.
おいおい。あー、これですね。
This is the tradition. You're still 17, and yet I am nearing 60.
いやいやもう、いや、ごめんなさい。ほぼ。No, I'm sorry. We're basically the same age.
いやいやいや。
No, you're not. You're not.
私監督の実は I'm actually just a year younger than you.
じゃあ僕じゃあ10。
What? Then that means I'm 18?
17 and 18. Let's go with that.
なんかすみませんね。I'm so sorry.
キッコさんですよ今日は。
It's Kikuko, everyone. I'm sure you have lots of international fans too.
いえ、私のことご存知 No, I'm afraid no one will know who I am.
いやいらっしゃいますよ。だって海外のねショーとか。
Of course they know you. You're asked to participate in overseas events a lot.
そうですね、結構時々アニメのイベント
Yes, they invite me to anime or game events every now and then, but it makes me nervous every time.
大丈夫かなって
I'm like, I hope it's all right.
いやいやもうキッコさん。
You're Kikuko, the world famous Kikuko.
ちょっと聞いたことないそれ
That's news to me.
いやいやいやいや。
Let's take this time to briefly introduce Miss Inoue. She had her big break in 1989 as Kasumi Tendo in the television anime series Ranma 1/2. She went on to star in Ah, My Goddess, Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water, Shimajiro, Captain Tsubasa, and more. Since then, she has provided her voice for anime, games, dubbing for films, and narration. Miss Inoue is known for being eternally 17. Her customary introduction is saying, I'm Kikuko Inoue, and I'm 17 years old. To which the audience calls back, Oi oi, in Japanese, which is like a playful jab at the joke.
なんかあんまりそれを
It seems strange when you hear it like that in a serious tone.
いやでも嬉しいですおいおいあったのなので
But that makes me happy. The oi oi is key. You need to have the oi oi.
Miss Inoue has also been in Mr. Kojima's works, such as Police Knots, the MGS series, and Death Stranding. You two have worked together for a long time.
はいありがたいです
I'm very grateful.
So today, we're going to take a look back at your history together over the years.
そうですね順
Yes,
番に行きたいんです。
I would like to go in order, but I don't remember everything that well.
You guys first met in 1992 when you were working on Snatcher, right?
これねそうですそうです。
Yes, exactly. It's a long story, so I don't know where to start. Do you remember the PC-88 series? It was a PC released by Nippon Electric Company, the NEC. Back in the day, NEC led the world with their computer and semiconductors. It wasn't Microsoft or Apple. Oh, and there was the FM Towns PC too. But anyways, Snatcher was a game I made for the PC-88 and MX2. This was the floppy disk era, so there's no talking in this one. Games didn't have voices back then. And after I made this game, I changed to the technology research department, and I tried to make Police Knots while I was there. But the department was for making technology, so the game proposal came to us already made. I was scratching my head about what to do when the new medium of CD-ROMs came into the picture.
そうでした
That's right.
で CD ってまあ
We had CDs for music, and with a CD-ROM, we could put all kinds of data on it. So, we could put audio on there. And now games could talk. No one had made anything with CD-ROMs yet. As you know, I was at Konami at that time, and they asked me if I could work on it. And being in the research department, I had to figure everything out through trial and error. It was my first time burning a CD-ROM too. So instead of Police Knots, we made a PC Engine version of Snatcher, which already existed. We recorded that and released it in 1992. That was the first time we met.
その時、そうですよね。Wait, Mr. Kojima, were you still in your 20s then?
20代です。
Yes.
ってことは私 So I was also in my 20s. Oh, oops. The math doesn't add up.
僕はもうキッコさん知ってました。
I actually already knew who you were.
Really?
Yes, it was Nadia. I thought you were great in Nadia, The Secret of Blue Water. Akio Otsuka-san was in that too, as the captain, right?
Yes, he was.
この時ですね、コナミってい
There
う会社
wasn't a single game company out there that had done audio recording with a CD-ROM yet, not even Konami.
そうですよね。I see.
で僕神戸にいましてで
At the time, I was living in Kobe, but audio recordings took place in Tokyo, mainly at that time. And I wasn't a producer, so I couldn't do budget management, so I had an outside agency do the casting for me. It was Kikuko, Yusaku Yara-san, Shiozawa-san, Mami Koyama-san.
そうですね。That's right.
でこれをちょっと信じられない。
And I really couldn't believe it. I get to the studio and see this gorgeous cast of voice actors. Do you remember? Yara-san, Koyama-san, Mina Tominaga, Goro Naya, Ryuji Saikachi, Isao Inoguchi, and, all these, famous people.
いや、でもなんとなく私 I still vaguely remember that studio. Everyone was there.
こんなね、
Once I got there, the agency person goes like, "Here's the director, everyone." And I was like, "I'm the director?"
Really?
誰かがやってくれると思ったんですよ。
I thought someone was going to do it for me. I was like, "What? No one told me that." But they just sat me down and was like, "Here's the cue button. Just push that down to talk." The audio tech guy was next to me, but we didn't do any rehearsals or anything. I was basically scammed.
もう全くわからん。どうやって撮
I
るかわから
didn't
ん。
know anything. I didn't even know how recording worked. We didn't have any pictures either, so I just had to explain with the script and had everyone imagine it in their heads.
That's what it was like back then.
It was bad. No one was there to help me. I was also not in the best shape at the time. I was passed around from hospital to hospital for about 6 months.
You were?
And in my most desperate time, the person who was the nicest to me was you, Kikuko.
2番目に優しかったの小山。
The second nicest person was Mami Koyama-san. The third was Mina Tominaga-san. I'll never forget their kindness. Kikuko, you were the only one who looked after me.
Oh, well, of course. It was pretty tense, wasn't it?
Plus, we only had a day to record.
You're right.
And I had to get on the last train back to Kobe that day.
Wow, that's tough.
Do you remember how I messed up my speech?
What did you say?
挨拶せなあかんで。
I was supposed to introduce myself, so I said, "I'm so-and-so from so-and-so, and I'm making this game." And then I said, "This is actually my first time doing audio recording." And I was like, I shouldn't have said that.
It was no problem.
でも塩沢さんとか。
But that didn't faze Shiozawa-san. He just came in and gave it his best performance and went home. What was it like for you, Kikuko? Though you might not remember too much of it.
でもやっぱり声優というか
Well, even for us voice actors, we were not familiar with video game recording. So we were like, what's going on? What are we doing? At the time, it was all anime and dubbing for foreign films. So we were walking into unknown territory. But I was surrounded by such prominent senpais of the industry, so I was really nervous.
もうでもキッコさんは輝いてましたよ。
You were shining bright. I was constantly going back to you like, "Help,"
本当ですか? Really?
これポリスノーツの後
I'll
で
talk
話しま
about
す。
this when I get the police knots, but those top voice actors, they have their own way of doing things. But I also need to direct the situation, so I go like, "No, you have to do it this way." but I don't have any experience, right? And the voice actors were like, no, I don't think so.
No, no.
いやこうなんですよ
And I would ask them to do another take, but they would say, there wasn't anything wrong with that take, and everyone would kind of agree. But Kikuko, you would stand up for me.
Did I really?
その通りじゃないでしょみ
You'd
たい
be
な
like,
話で
no, that's not right. But it's my fault since I wasn't prepared.
No, that's not true.
We just had to push through.
You're right.
It was such an extravagant cast. It was incredible that those members were able to come together for even just a day. I know they gave me feedback because I didn't know anything. I mean, Koyama-san is basically Arare from Dr. Slump and Metal Gear, right?
あられちゃんで言ってくれみたいな
You would think she would get mad if I say, could you say it like Arare?
Wow, I didn't know you were going through all that. Personally, I was very excited about this world and how interesting it was. I really felt like it was the start of a new world. But to think that you were having such a hard time.
いや苦しんでったというか準備してなかった
Well, it was more like I didn't properly prepare for it. I'm a type A personality, so I have more fun when I'm prepped.
I see.
I learned a lot of lessons that day.
Did you panic a little bit?
パニックではなくてやっぱりそれ以降で自分でやらな
I wasn't panicked, but I just had to do everything all by myself. But I fell in love with you that day.
No way.
もう針の山の中歩いてるのに一人
I
だ
was
けなんか
roaming in the dark, and you were like the beacon of light, leading the way with your smile and everything.
You're too much.
なんかねなんとなくね
But I could understand your position, you know? Being in the presence of those great senpais, you were doing what you can while trying to maintain that balance. You were already like a big star, though, weren't you?
No, I was still very new. I didn't know anything yet.
でもそうか女神様
Oh, yes, you hadn't done Oh My Goddess yet, right?
Yes, this was before that.
Oh My Goddess is when you got your big break?
Well, I wouldn't say that.
That was 1993, so a year after we did Snatcher.
The company I was with at the time handled a lot of foreign films, so we did a lot of dubbing work.
You always got all the beautiful, intelligent type characters.
I had my hands full at the time.
だってもうタクシードライバーのベッツィとかやってますもん
You were even Betsy in Taxi Driver.
Oh, how nostalgic.
I bought all the discs, and Blu-rays, and when it all, came out.
Oh, you did?
Because it's Kikuko doing Betsy.
I'm really grateful. At the time, I was just taking it step by step and learning a lot and working hard on each project.
I knew you would become famous.
Really?
Yes.
Thank you.
まあ他の方
Everyone was amazing, of course, but Kikuko, you were something else. Next up, we have Police Knots.
Yes.
この間に
Police Knots was 1994. So, as said before, I was in the technology research department, and this department was not actually making a product, but was making a system engine for an adventure game.
I see.
ポリスノート作りたいんです
But I wanted to make Police Knots and presented this tool that anyone could use to make an adventure game. But obviously, no one wanted to use it. And as Snatcher was released on the CD-ROM, the industry was shifting, and we were starting to use audio and voice actors. So you started to work with sound directors and voice actors too. Police Knots was originally planned as text only, but we decided to have sounds and voiceovers all on a CD-ROM. We had to make it for NEC's PC, the PC 9821, which was CD compatible and really expensive. I wasn't the one that made that decision. I wasn't a producer yet. Personally, I thought that Snatcher was not a success, and I still didn't know anything, and I was still in Kobe at that time. But I knew I had to go talk to someone in the audio industry, so I went to Aoni Production since it was a big name at the time.
It still is today.
古市さん
Mr. Furuichi, yes. I don't remember what his position was at that time, but he later became president of the company, didn't he?
He did.
で古市さんのとこ行って
I visited him on a business trip and we talked for like 4 hours.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
でまあそこで古市さんの相談しながら
So I worked with Mr. Furichi on the casting, and that's how we made Police Knots. I think we did the recording session for like 2 weeks.
なるほど。
So you spent 2 weeks recording every day.
ピン取りじゃなくてみんなさ
It wasn't a solo recording. I had everyone come together at the same time, including you, Kikuko.
Yes.
And you know, the thing is, it's hard to get to know people just inside the studio. I want to talk to the people about their characters and stuff. So this is why I started going to dinners with cast members. But Kikuko, you were so busy all the time and we weren't as close back then as we are now.
ほとんどそうですね。
True. We hardly went out.
うんまあ今のだから仕事のスタイルはこの
But this kind of work style of mine started from here. What do you remember from Police Knots?
そうですよね。でもポリスノーツ今も
Well, just like you were saying, Police Knots was mainly voice actors from Aoni Productions. And among those actors, I got to play Karen Hojo. Looking back even now, I am so grateful for that role. She was such an amazing character, so I was really happy. But I was very nervous being surrounded by the Aoni production people.
っていうことが。
キッコさんをどうしてもキッコさんにしてくれって言ったの
I made sure you were part of it.
本当ですか。
Really? Thank you so much. To this day, I still hear the guys I work with or my friends talking about Police Knots.
まあ全然売れなかったんですけどね
It was a flop though.
いやでも好きな評価が高かった。
But among the people that liked it, it was highly praised. Those who know, know. I think it was a really wonderful game.
これ最近なんていうの
Lately, people on YouTube and stuff show off their gameplay online. What's that called again?
Game live streaming.
Yes, like Otoja. It's become very popular.
You're right. It's great.
We never released an international version of the game, but users have added subtitles to it and it's become well known overseas too.
That's amazing.
So I think everyone knows your voice, Kikuko.
That makes me so happy. That makes me appreciate live streamers.
まあポリスノーツはも
With Police Knots, I made almost everything on my own, so it's really my blood, sweat, and tears. I did everything besides the specialized programming and art. I worked on putting the sound in and flags too. It brings back memories.
そうですね。
Wow.
うまあ後に 3D
We later had a 3DO, PlayStation, and the Sega Saturn version. But currently, you can play the PlayStation version, I think. Anyways, I told you about the things that happen at the Snatcher recordings, right? But yeah, many things happen at the Police Knots recording too. The voice actors were a bit tough on me again, like Lemasa Kayumi-san. Can't be helped though, I guess.
きっと。
It's love. It's all with love.
いやもうかゆみさんなんか僕にとっても
Yeah, well, Kayumi-san is like a god to me.
本当ですよね。私にとっても。
Right. He's like a god to me too.
徳川っていう役
He
だった
played a character called Tokugawa. At the time, you had to read the files one line at a time. So when there was a conversation between Tokugawa, Jonathan, and Karen, we had to make sure your guys' speaking didn't overlap.
あ、そうでした。
Oh, yeah, that's right.
でそれ何回も説明したんです
I explained it so many times.
そしたらかゆみさんが
And Kayumi-san was like, let's all talk over each other. And everyone's like, yeah. But Kikuko, you intervened.
そのまた微妙なさじ加
You
減
protected me again with that perfect balance.
違いますとは言えないんでちょっと
You couldn't say, no, that's wrong. But you were like, but you guys, you know.
言えないけど。
Well, you know, I couldn't speak up, but I do remember that.
もうさすがよ
As expected from Kikuko, Karen Hojo protected me.
いやでも本当にね皆さん。
For many of those senpai voice actors, they prefer to perform it together in order to create a more realistic back and forth conversation.
でももうほぼキャステ
I
ィン
think around this time, we had pretty much established a foundation of casting for my games. Kikuko, you had already had your big break at this point, right?
No, no.
グベルダンディさん
Can you do Bell Dandy for us right now?
どうなんだろう。
Oh, I don't know.
ちょっと聞きたいですよね
I would love to hear it.
はい。じゃあやらせていただきます。
Okay, here it goes.
私はあなたのためにここにいます。 何をお望みですか？いや、すいません。
I'm sorry.
もうこれがもう
This was so popular. Kikuko, you were already doing stage performances and singing, right?
そうですね。この頃はよく
Yeah, I was doing a lot of that during that time.
この時期ですよね、雑誌の表紙飾ったり
You
と
were
か
also on the cover of magazines like Seiyu Grand Prix. It was amazing. You were really the one that created the popularity of voice actors that we have today.
そうは自分では思わないんですけど、
I personally don't think so.
朗読劇からザ
Dramatic readings, stages, songs, and live performances. Columns too?
そうですね。なんかね、もう自分
Yes, back then every day was like a hurricane. There was a whirlwind of things going on all the time.
せっかくキコさんのご飯行きたいのに一
I
回も行かな
wanted
い
to go out to eat with you, but we couldn't go even once. We didn't go, did we?
行ってないと思いますよ。
I don't think we did. I was just frantically doing the work that was given to me.
すごい人気でしたよ
You were very popular. You had like 5 or 6 jobs a day?
5、6本以上はないと思います。
I don't think I had any more than that. Probably 3 to 4 a day. But you know, I had to prepare beforehand and practice at home. I read the script every day before recording. I practiced speaking the lines to videos before going to work. I was exhausted. I also lived far away, so it took me like 2 hours from my house to the studio. I was falling over in the train. But it was so much fun.
で次に行きますねメタルギアソリッド
Okay, next up we have Metal Gear Solid.
これ1997年
I think we started recording in 1997. Akio Otsuka was Snake, Kyoko Terase was Meryl, Hideyuki Tanaka was Otacon, Banjo Ginga is Liquid Snake. We also had Takeshi Aono and Hitomi Tsuru. Sadly, some of them have passed away. Just between the two of us, well, it won't be after I say this, but Naomi Hunter was supposed to be you. Tsuru-san was great, obviously.
Just wonderful.
I don't know why this happened, but I asked for you during casting, and I was told you couldn't do it. This was back when I wasn't doing talent negotiations directly.
This is the first time I'm hearing this.
それを後で聞いて
Looking back, I'm wondering if maybe you were on maternity leave?
もしかしてその時期でかもしれない。
That might be around the same time.
No, maybe this was when you went independent?
Is that when it was?
They wouldn't tell me why exactly. But the other offers went through, like Akio-san.
That's right, because we were in the same agency.
キッコさんだけはどうしても無理って言われて
They told me there wasn't any way I could book you, so I had to choose another. I chose Tsuru-san, and I'm glad it went well. But I couldn't forget that incident.
そうでしたか。
I see.
やっぱ直接やるべきやった
I realized you had to do it directly, which is my current style. If the actual person says they can't do it, then I will give it up. But oftentimes, they'll just say, I didn't hear about that at all. And it's because of the hidden affairs that get in the way.
なるほど。そういうことはあるんです。
Wow, I didn't know things like that happened. I had no idea.
これ独立は99年です
Did you
か
become independent in 1999? Well, more like freelance, I guess. I'm sure there's stuff you can't talk about, but to me, you're a hero. You decided to become freelance at the height of your popularity. That's so risky, yet so bold.
もうそうですね。ただちょっと
Well, yes, I had my reasons for going independent. But in my case, I had my older sister there to support me. And I knew that going into it, we had planned to go independent together. So I had reassurance there.
アネモネ
It wasn't until later when you guys became Anemone.
そうなんです。会社にしたのはもうちょっと後
Exactly. It was a little later when we turned it into a company.
僕もお
I
姉さん
wish I had an older sister like you.
僕は遅れること何年
How many years behind was I in becoming independent?
It was what, 10 years?
Wow, that's a long time. You're amazing, Kikuko.
Not at all.
You must have a lot of voice actors at Anemone now, right?
We do have many members.
So it must be hard. It's hard for me too.
I think my sister has it harder than me, since she's the president.
Anemone should become a board member for my company.
もう喜んじゃう。I think my sister would love that.
なんで
でも姉もねという。The company name, 姉もね, is actually a pun. It means my sister too, meaning my sister was going to be doing it with me. The name sounds like a flower at first, but the key word is actually sister.
マンボウは
So, what is the meaning behind Mambo?
Mambo is the name I chose for the official website and fan club, but it's because I believe I was a mambo fish in my previous life. Okay, I'm sorry. The staff is looking at me with looks of confusion. I think that I am a reincarnation of a fish. I don't know what type of fish, but my fellow voice actor, Hidaka Noriko-san, whom I love, said to me, Kikuko, you said that you don't know what type of fish you were, but I'm pretty sure you were a mambo fish. So I thought, well, maybe I was a mambo.
マンボウ、ね、横から見て
You can see Mambo from the side, but when you look at them from the front, you have no idea what's going on. When you catch one, you can only see their sides.
That's so true. When you look at them closely, they're kind of scary and grotesque.
They're huge, too.
Mambo fish don't swim. They sort of float and drift in the water. And so when she told me she thought I was a mambo, I thought the same thing. So I used it as the name of my official website. And here we are.
人気絶頂の時に MG
And in the height of your popularity, we have Metal Gear Solid 2, the year 2000.
Yay!
ローズマリー
Rosemary.
Yes.
ね、まあ堀内さんとか参加ですけど
Kenyu Horiuchi joined the cast, but everyone else was pretty much the same.
もうでも座組っていうか I think that shows your love and appreciation. You always take care of them.
いやもうなんか気の合う人たちとやりた
I
いんですよ、ね、
want to work with people I get along with. And of course, I want to try new things and see how it goes, instead of always doing the same. But many of the actors have passed away, so it's quite sad. Anyways, the character of Rose is a pretty stereotypical woman, right?
そうですね Yes, she is.
でも実は裏設定が
She actually has a backstory. You know how she keeps asking about, like, April 30th and stuff?
そうでした Uh-huh.
戦闘中にこっち死にかけてんのに
She does this even when you're dying in battles. It's like, enough already. But I did that on purpose to make it seem real. You may be playing the hero in the video game, but what if the girl you were in relationship with called you to ask stuff like, do you like me? Or don't you remember me? We never had a character like that.
確かに普通だったら True. It's something that I think wouldn't typically work out. But there was an element of fun in that.
I asked you to be that role, and it worked out perfectly.
That makes me very happy.
The users may think she's a bit obnoxious.
だと思いますよ I would think so.
ちょっとリアルで
I wanted it to feel real. Like, so this is what it would be like if we were dating. Some people have concluded that she wasn't also an AI. At first glance, Rosemary seems like a typical character of mine, but she actually isn't.
そうですね Exactly.
でこの辺からですね仲良くなったのは
This is right around the time you and I became close friends.
私自身もやっと Yes. I felt like I could finally talk and have a normal conversation with you.
で、続きましてついにこれ皆さん聞きたいでしょ
Well, moving on to Metal Gear Solid 3. I'm sure everyone wants to hear about this. This was 2003. The Boss.
バスキッコさんこの頃はもうさらに
Kikuko, you were even more popular at this stage.
そんなことないですよ That's not true.
もうキッコさんもうあらゆることやって
You
ま
were
したもん、ね、
doing everything. And actually, in my mind, for this character, I was a bit audacious. I wanted to challenge you and bring out a different side of Kikuko.
I didn't know that.
The boss is kind of mysterious. She's maternal, but she's also like the father figure.
That's right.
She's middle-aged, but you don't know where she stands, like, position-wise.
Yeah.
でそれをちょっとお願い
There's also a bit of youthful rashness, too. So that's what I was asking from Kikuko.
いや本当にびっくりしました I was really surprised. I was like, this character. I was filled with the feeling of wanting to take on this role, but at the same time I was worried about my abilities since I was still so inexperienced.
いやもうあの頃は未熟じゃないですよね。
You weren't inexperienced. You were a top level star.
そんな、でも本当にザボスっていうもう
No, no. But really, seeing what the boss had gone through in her life and the weight she was carrying, I didn't know if I could do it.
これ最初
I kind of just went for it when I asked you to do this role. In the two-dimensional world of anime, typically you only have roles for cute girls or moms or a child. But the boss is none of those.
本当に
So true.
で新しいことをやるチャンスがな
And
い
you told me that you rarely get a chance to try something new, and so you were really happy.
まあ本当にそうでしたよ。
I was really happy. This role that you allowed me to play helped me grow as a voice actor. I learned a lot of lessons along the way and just took it step by step.
いやもうこれはすごい
This was really amazing. With Kikuko fans everywhere, we couldn't let this fail.
You're so right.
で何回も撮り直ししましたね
We shot it and reshot it so many times, didn't we?
いやもう本当によくぞやってくださった。
We really did. I'm so grateful.
ザ・ボスの
We struggled to find the boss's voice, like where her average tone would be.
今の私だったら
I think if I were to play that role now, I could easily do it. I wish I could turn back time and do it again now. It really was a struggle, but you never gave up on me and just let me keep recording.
結構さなんかもう一回
Kikuko, you kept saying, how about one more time? Maybe more like this? And just kept recording.
お願いしますって言いながらやって。
Yeah, I was always asking to do more takes.
どんな感じですかねあの時って
Well, what was that experience like for you?
いやもうね
In a sense, it was like a battle, but anytime I was about to fall down, you would come see me during breaks and say, "It's okay," or "You're a mother." And that to me was really encouraging. I think I had those maternal instincts since it was after I had had my child.
17歳になるね
Even though you're 17, huh?
おいおい
Oi, oi! But yeah, this character was made thanks to your picking me up whenever I was about to give up.
あれはやっぱり評判はどうでした
What was the reaction you got from those around you?
いやものすごく
Everyone was really happy for me. Although I love this character and think she's very cool, I was a bit anxious because you said I had only ever done characters that were like nice young girls. So I was worried about people accepting me as this character. But since then, creators or directors and staff from other shows tell me how much they love the boss. Some of them even told me that that's how I landed certain other roles. So playing the boss really expanded my world.
あれもう良かったですよ本当に
Well, that's really great. I was worried about its success.
監督すごいもん
Me too. It's all thanks to you.
ザ・ボスって結構
The boss says she's Snake's mentor, but then she betrays him and becomes the enemy, right?
She did have that side to her.
But when you get to the end, you'll see that's not the case. But these things you can't find out until you play to the very end. I'm sure that changes how you view the character, so I'm really thankful that you took on this role.
No, thank you.
ザ・ボスの話とか本でも
You also wrote about the boss in your book, so thank you for that. I left my book at home, but could you sign it next time?
ありがとうございますこちらこそ
Thank you. Yes, of course.
で続きまして MGS4
And next we have Metal Gear Solid 4, 2007. We were doing Hideo Radio around this time, so we were all really good friends.
そうですね
Yes, that's right.
サニーという少女なんです
You
けど
played a young girl named Sunny. She has a bit of a stutter. She doesn't really talk much. Female voice actors tend to do young male characters,
そうですね
Uh-huh.
でも少女でちょっとき
but I wanted to make it a girl with a slight stutter. And I offered you the role, but this was pretty challenging, wasn't it?
これがまた
We shot it so many times.
でもサニーちゃんも
Sunny was just a small girl, but she was carrying so much on the inside. She was quite a memorable character for me, although it was really difficult, especially the eggs, sunny side up.
はい実写であれ大変でしたけど
That was really hard to shoot in live action.
あやっぱそうですよね
I figured so.
卵を
We used like 500 or 600 eggs, but we couldn't throw them out, so the staff was going to eat them.
食べれなかった。
Although we couldn't actually eat them all. We thought that this would be the last of Metal Gear Solid, so we were going to go all out.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Looking back now, we were doing all kinds of crazy stuff. We weren't afraid of anything. Anyways, from here, we went on to Peace Walker, and you were Chico, the young boy.
はい、また少年もやらせていただいて。
Yes, you allowed me to play that character, and that was another amazing role.
ピースウォーカーって
Peace Walker was made for the PSP, so I lowered the target age group by like 10 years.
そうだったんですか。
You did?
小中学生ができる。
Yeah, so that elementary and middle school kids could play. We changed the story to make it age appropriate. But we went back to the PS4 again after this and had the themes be like Chain of Revenge, Chain of Retribution to make it a bit more mature.
それでそんなに変わったんですね。
Oh, so that's why it changed so much.
最初もうどうしようかな思ってスタジオで見
When
て
I
ました。
showed it at the studio, everyone started crying. We couldn't record at all.
それはそうですよ。
That's right.
でGZ があって MGS5。
We had Ground Zeroes and then MGS5 Phantom Pain, but Chico wasn't in MGS5, so you weren't credited. In my first idea, Chico was alive but has become a deranged killer. He was supposed to appear as someone violently killing people, kind of like Christopher Walken's character in The Deer Hunter. But this scenario would have deviated from the main story, so I decided against it, and so Kikuko, you weren't in MGS5.
そうですね。はい。
No, I wasn't.
なんでその後私は2010
And then, in 2015, I went independent.
はい、ここで独立。
Yes, this is when you started on your own.
結構皆さん心配していただきまして
Many people were worried about me and reached out to me, so I was really thankful for that.
ああ、本当に。
You were going through a lot, but you made it through.
もうねでもキッコさん
But you know, I wanted you to be in it, and I wanted Akio Otsuka-san too. And so in 2018, we recorded Death Stranding.
そうですね。
Yes, we did.
でリンゼー・ワグナーさん僕ファンなんで
I'm a big Lindsay Wagner fan, and when you think of her, you think of the Bionic Woman, right? And when you think of the Bionic Woman, you think of the voice actor Reiko Tajima for the Japanese version.
そうですね。
Uh-huh.
ただ田島玲子さんじゃなくてやっぱ
But I
り
wanted to see a Kikuko version of Lindsay. So I asked you to play the two roles of Amelie and Bridget.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you so much.
もう会いたいからっていうのはあります
Well, I also just wanted to see you.
いやー、そんな。
Oh, no way. Your works from the very beginning with Metal Gear and all the way to Death Stranding have had very innovative themes every time. You have the courage to do something no one has done before and the ability to come up with these ideas.
まああんまり売れないですけど
They don't sell too well, though.
いやいや、でも、
That's not true. Plus, they always remain in people's memories and receive praise from those who understand it. I'm amazed every time.
いやまあそれはもうキッコさんが出てるからです
That's because you're in it, Kikuko.
ちょっと待ってください。そんなことないですけど。いや
Hold on a second. That isn't true.
デスト2はちょっと
What do you think about DS2?
いや、もう私、やっぱりこう、
Well, you know, I'm always grateful when there's a part for me to play. But even if I don't have a role, as a fan of this franchise and as backup support, I will look after it, and I'm excited for what's to come. But really, I want what's best for the project. So it's not like I want to be in everything. So for DS2, I'm just looking forward to it. I'm really excited.
いやもうキッコさん抜きでは無理です
I think it's impossible without you.
いや、そんなことないですよ。
No, that's not true. Of course, I would be happy if there was a part for me. But just like everyone else in the world, I'm waiting patiently and excitedly because I know you still have a long ways to go.
ああこれから長いですね
Yes, very long. I wish it could be done in a flash, but it's not so easy. Back in the day, just as I've been saying, in the Snatcher, Police Knots, and Metal Gear days, the voice actors had to dub with nothing in front of them. All they could do was scream.
リケットスムーっていうしか
We didn't have any visuals. We made the CG based off of Otsuka-san and Ginga-san's voices. But now we have performance captures where we can shoot the actor's performance, voice, and expression all at once. So the dubbing process becomes the same as what you do for foreign films. I think that takes away from all the great things voice actors can bring to the table, so it's kind of unfortunate. You guys were allowed to be over the top, but at least now it's okay to talk over one another.
まあ確かにその違いはありますよね。Yes, there definitely are differences there. But you know, as voice actors, we often dub to foreign films where we obviously have to align emotions with the person who actually performed that role. But we also listen to that person's voice as we dub over it in Japanese. So there's respect there, but it's also like a contest because you want to make the Japanese version really good. There's a lot of fun in that. Mr. Kojima, your works are sold in a lot of different languages, right?
はいはいはい。
Yes, yes.
どのぐらいの How many countries? Do you know?
どこやったかな ?20 カ国
I can't remember. I think like 20 countries. Yeah, so back in the day, Japanese games were exported with the original Japanese audio. Eventually, English dub versions became a thing. But it was only English.
そうですね。
で、メタルギアソリッドはフランス語、ドイツ
For
語。
Metal Gear Solid, though, we had French, German, Italian, and Spanish.
すごい。Wow.
全部やるのに、
It took more than 10 months to do all of them.
スペイン語版が出た時
In Spain, there was a huge line to buy the game because it was the first time that a Spanish audio game was released in the country of Spain.
そうだったんですね。That is incredible.
ただ今はその、まあ、ネットフリックスとかと一緒
But
で
nowadays, it's all released on the same day, like Netflix. It's impossible to be involved with it 100%, so there are things that I let other people handle. But anyways, I was thinking, Kikuko, you should be in the game as Kikuko.
ちょっと待って。Wait, no.
スキャンまだスキャンしてない
Let's get you scanned. We haven't done it yet.
ちょっと怖い。I'm scared. I'm too embarrassed.
なんで17歳にしますから
Why? I'll make you 17 years old. We can scan you and do some mocap. So not voice recording.
いやでも今までもねI've seen your amazing friends being scanned, and they appear in the game, but I don't have that kind of courage.
それよりちょっとちゃんとした役でどうですか
How about a legitimate role?
いやちょっと This makes me nervous. Let me think about it.
なんかちょっと
I'll think of something.
いやもうDon't get me wrong. I'm really grateful. So much so that I'm tearing up, but
17っていうやつ
Your name will be 17.
ちょっと待って。Wait.
17
世界観が違う。That's a totally different world.
おいおい
There'll be an oi oi button. If the players press that, they get a like. But they have to press it at just the right timing.
おいおい
You're already thinking ahead, Mr. Kojima.
嬉しい。Really, this truly makes me happy.
あマンボウですマンボウ
Oh wait, Mambo. What about a Mambo fish?
そういう風になんか面白いんならいいです。If it's something comical like that, then sure. But the world of DS2.
デススト2じゃなくてもいいですよ
It doesn't have to be DS2.
そうですね。Oh, okay, then sure.
なんか別の
Could be for something different.
そうですね。
I would want to do something fun.
まあ、キッコさん好きすぎるんだよ僕ね
I just like you too much, Kikuko.
You have cast her for various roles throughout the years, not just one type of character.
いやまだオファーしてないのは
Yeah, there are some I haven't yet offered to her.
You still have more to go?
そうですねこれからまだまだ
Yes, many more. Let's do something different.
なんかね、面白いことをしたい。
Yes, something funny.
あこれちょっと言っていいですか
Can I say one thing? Should I say this? For Death Stranding, do you remember what role I first offered to you? It actually wasn't Amelie. It was Mama and Lockney, the twins, played by Margaret Qualley.
はい。
Yeah.
最初何もない時に
In the early stages of making the game, I asked if you and Hotchan would play the twins as mother and daughter.
I do remember.
It was a really long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
I didn't even have a script yet.
むっちゃ前ですけど、すいませんね、聞いてる皆さん。
For those listening, Ho-chan is my daughter. And she's also a voice actor. And as Mr. Kojima just said, he offered us those parts, but I didn't think we could do it. At least at the time we couldn't. I felt really bad.
あいやその後いろいろこう
No. After that, when we were writing the script and filling in the details, Amelie was the most important character, so I asked you to be her.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you.
That sounds really interesting.
親子で双子おかしい。
A mother and daughter as twins is so funny.
ほっちゃんもねゲームショーとかでこんなちっちゃい時
I've
から
known Ho-chan since she was very little. She used to come to the game shows.
そうなんですよ。娘をね連れてったり。
That's right. I would bring my daughter with me to the game shows. So there's a sort of familial bond there. I'm really grateful that you thought of her for that role. You know, she's already 25 years old.
ほっちゃん17歳じゃなくて
What? Ho-chan isn't 17?
年上になっちゃったんですよもう。
Yeah, she's older than me now. We call it a space-time distortion.
時空の歪み
Space-time distortion.
そう私は17歳のまま
Exactly. I'm still 17, but my daughter continues to age.
なんかそうなんか仕掛け
We would want to create a gimmick of some kind, so maybe we'll have your sister appear too.
ね
Actually, she would probably like that. A long time ago, I was doing narration for this show, and my sister came with me to the set. It was a documentary drama, and the director there was like, "Would your sister want to be in it?" And she was like, "Yes!" And then a few weeks later, it aired on TV, and there was my sister in a kimono and a wig, and my narration on top of that.
再現フィルムで
In a docudrama.
フィルムで姉は元
Yeah, a docudrama. My sister used to be in the drama club.
おいいこと聞きましたね
That's great to hear.
私以上に演劇に対しての
She has more passion for the theater than I do, so she may debut at this age.
いやもうお姉さん
Your sister always works around my crazy schedule and makes adjustments to coordinate our meetings.
でもとにかく監督がこう
Well, it's simply your passion for wanting to create something good. And I feel the same way. I want to be part of something that makes people think that was great.
そうですねやっぱりこうやってる本人が面白くないとね
Yes, the people who are involved have to have fun too.
そうですね
Exactly.
面白いもんは伝わりませんもんね
Otherwise, you can't convey the fun.
そうですね
Yes.
姉もね
Your sister too.
My sister, too. I bet she's shrieking in the back right now.
ちょっとなんか
I think we have to wrap up soon.
あそうですねすいません
Yes, sorry about that.
Let's not forget Miss Inoue's book, Kikuko Inoue, 17 Years Old, Oi Oi, which was published in 2022.
おいおい
このタイトルも
The title. I wanted to go for a more loose and fluffy title.
緩やかなふわっとした
Loose and fluffy?
だってこれ直接的すぎるので
I mean, this title is so straight to the point, isn't it? The editors thought this was funny. They really liked it, so we went with this. I wrote about a lot of things in this autobiography, from my childhood to now.
Well, before we end, Miss Inoue, do you have a message for our listeners around the world?
はい今まで小島監督の作品にねたくさん
Yes, I have been a part of many, many works by Mr. Kojima, and I am just so thankful. Thanks to being in his work, many people around the world have gotten to know me and have supported me, so I am full of happiness. Please allow me to take this time to say thank you. Thank you everyone so much. I will continue to look forward to Mr. Kojima's work as a fan myself. Please take care of yourself and continue making fun works for us. And to you, the listeners, please take care of yourselves as well. If your body isn't doing well, you can't play games. So make sure you stay healthy and enjoy each day. Thank you so much.
Our guest today was Miss Kikuko Inoue. Thank you very much.
ありがとうございました
Thank you.
ありがとうございました
Thank you.
ということで、早くもエンディングのお時間ですと
It's time to wrap up the episode.
That was a lot of fun. I had a great time listening to the two of you.
これはやばいですね押し守る
This was a lot. This might overtake Mr. Oshii's episode. I have to scan her now.
Yes, a scan is definitely in order. It is really exciting to picture your imagination expanding and actually bringing it to life.
もう好きすぎますからねキッコさんが
I just like her too much.
I really felt that today.
そうですね時
I wish I could go back in time to that day of recording for Snatcher and tell myself, You're going to be okay.
Certainly. That was the beginning of everything for the two of you, after all.
そうですね、やっぱりあれは原点というか。
Yes, exactly. That's my starting point in how I got here today.
Well, that's it for today. Don't forget that Brain Structure is still accepting messages from our listeners. You can find the link to the message form in the episode description. We're looking forward to hearing from all of you.
ということで、次回の秀夫
Stay tuned for next week's episode of Hideo Kojima Presents Brain Structure.
さようなら。
Hideo Kojima Presents Brain Structure is a production by Spotify Studios in association with Kojima Productions and Fam Inc. Narrator Owen Maki. Music Silent Poets. Visual design Mechi Kuro. Producer Hiro Furuki. Director Kohei Takizawa. Executive producer at Spotify Asami Sekine. Special thanks to Kojima Productions, Ayako Terashima, Masafumi Chiba, Miki Suga, and Aki Saito. Hosted by Hideo Kojima.
Today's guest was voice actor Ms. Kikuko Inoue. I'm sure that Hideo Kojima fans as well as anime fans enjoyed this episode. I could feel her kindness just from her voice. I think Hideo was comforted too. On the next episode. Just hold on a second. The staff is showing me a series of pictures. A cathedral, whiskey, and sheep. Oh, so cute. And that's all? Is this the next episode's hint? Wait a minute. Are you taking me on a trip? This is Glasgow, right? Stay tuned.